Yo.
What up?
Young man, Spider-Man full effect. What's next? What? Young Web coming for your neck, that's what.
They call me Screwface Susano. Screwface Susano.
I don't have nothing that cover, but I'm right here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm running through it all in your brain. Shit. I'm right here. So, we here. Barely Broke Podcast. What up?
Barely Broke.
This show.
You down with B.B.P?
Oh, you over there? Spider-Man over there in the outer rims of space. With space dog.
This man done adopted Iron from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Watch this.
Oh shit.
I told her.
Wait. You said that? You said that?
Yeah, I said that.
No, good job. All right. That's one of the greatest sketches.
Facts, man. That shit had me dying watching that sketch, man. It's on Key and Peele, man.
Nah, that. Oh, you gotta see that one. Oh, the one that's goated though is the substitute teacher mispronouncing the names. Goat level sketch. You know that sketch is GOAT level when everybody and their mama quotes it. Hey, you done messed up? Hey, Ron.
Say it again. Just one more time. Yo. Oh my God. Balake. Is there a Balake here? I think you meant Blake.
You going over to O'Shea Hennessy's office? I mean, O'Shaughnessy? You get out of here.
Yo, Kevin, you ain't see this shit, man. Damn.
I vaguely remember this nigga in booty shorts yelling at kids on their desk. This nigga was like fucking out, like he was like screaming at them whenever they talk back to him. But I just can't remember sketching that well. Like I like Keo Phil. I used to hate the niggas, but I like him now. I ain't no hater on them niggas that fuck with them niggas.
Actually, I didn't watch the show when it first came out, but like after I saw the clips, I was like, oh, they're funnier than I thought they would be.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched the show. Oh God, I've only been watching the fucking skits on YouTube. Shouts out to YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to YouTube.
We getting paid by YouTube yet? No,
not yet.
Now, but we gonna get paid by YouTube.
I hope so.
All y'all motherfuckers that's over there watching the video, right? Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, leave motherfucking comments.
Share.
I never thought I'd see the day where I'd have to say that, or we'd have to say that.
Hey man, we have to say it.
We have to
say it.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hey, boost those numbers.
Yeah. Hey, but what's Jet Li saying about what's going on?
Alright, so nobody is worried about too much what Jet Li's talking about. But I just want to give like a portion to this Barely Broke Podcast to one of my favorite underground wrestling legends. You know what I'm saying? He kind of mainstream, but I mean now his name is kind of mainstream. Is it mainstream? I don't know. But I'm talking about, you guys don't know, one of the most dangerous, most violent, most hood, craziest, most hardcore wrestlers who ever existed. That dude was about it. If you don't know what I'm talking about New Jack. You know what I'm saying? I think New Jack died maybe about a week and a half ago. I'm not too sure. From the time we started recording this. But New Jack passed away. Huh?
I think about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. So New Jack passed away about 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys don't know about this dude, I'll just give a quick, quick rundown on who this dude is. I'm not no super in-depth guy. I just know like his legend after, you know what I'm saying, just scouring the internet. So I go into it. You know what I'm saying? Just like every other wrestling fan, you guys heard stories about the Montreal screw job, or, you know, Mankind getting thrown off the Hell in a Cell. You go on the internet looking up wrestling videos, and then you get dug down the rabbit hole. It's looking up backyard wrestling or ECW hardcore shit. and you look up wrestling stories, and sometimes you might come across, these crazy old school wrestling stories. One of the wrestlers I came across on the internet was New Jack. I heard about this dude. The first thing I heard about was a mass transit incident. This dude has chapters in his life and sagas in his life where he just does some wild shit, and you're like, how does this dude get out of doing the shit he does? One of the, like, this dude was just like, first of all, he's a black dude. He's like, his forehead, he's like a dark skinned black dude, bald. His forehead is like just covered with all scars. It's like all the skin on his forehead is scars, by the way. Because like all his hardcore matches and tearing his forehead open and his shit healing up, scarring up, and just coming back at scars. This nigga would jump off of, he was in ECW. He started off doing like some underground, like low level wrestling promotions. He did some shit called Smoky Mountain, and that's where he was like the gangsters and shit. And he did that quote like he wanted, I guess where there was wrestling, it was filled with a whole bunch of racist people. And to get the racist people mad, they hired New Jack and this big black dude Mustafa, and they were like a tag team. They called themselves the Gangsters and shit. And these niggas was just there to piss off white people. And the guy who was running Smoky Mountain told these niggas just to go out there and act up, just like act as good as possible. And New Jack was like, fuck it, that's all I know how to do. And then go out there and just act ignorant as shit, talk shit to white people, and do the craziest, most like divisive promos of like, yo, shout out to my nigga OJ. It was during the OJ trials. It was like, shout out to my nigga OJ. That's too less of what we gotta worry about, bro. This is like North Carolina, South Carolina type shit, and the whole college is like people losing their like, can you say that? And he's like, that's too less of what we gotta worry about. This like during the OJ trial, again, he was just like, fuck these people, bro. And he tells other like racist little stories and shit, but you can look them up. And so I'm going to these crazy ass matches and shit. The first one, I'll get it to
can we get like a chance to respond before you go in your rant?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I said, man, because it's about to be a good 30 minutes. You just talk about New Jack, and it's just like, All
right, go ahead. Any questions? All right. So far where I'm going, you guys following me, right?
Yeah, we follow.
I got no questions.
Anything you guys want to ask before I'll move on?
And I was going to do his thing.
I just want to say, New Jack is fucking crazy as hell, man. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you seen any of this clips of him at Susano EMG, but I see some of that shit, and this motherfucker told somebody he was gonna kill him, and legit tried to kill this man. This wasn't just some wrestling beef, just like, yo, I will get you, sucker. No, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. And what he did, he proceeded to try and kill this man. They up at the fucking title trying. He's like, it's not part of the show that he's legit trying to kill this dude.
Trying to kill this man. Like,
trying to kill him, trying to knock him.
He doesn't. Like,
it was a rafter. There was up in the fucking things that go across. And he was like, I'll kill you.
Yeah. Mind you, like this.
That just sounds like one of those moments from the Boondocks where it's just like, what did that nigga do to make him so mad again?
Yeah, he's definitely.
Dude, Jack is fucking legit. Look, he's legit crazy.
I gotta rewind. When New Jack was a kid, right? He watched his dad stab his mom to death. By the way, just let you know that. So he watched that shit. So he's kind of crazy already. You know what I'm saying? And going into wrestling was just like, you know what I'm saying. But before I keep going, you guys are following where I'm going, right?
Yeah, we follow, man. Go continue. I just want to throw a little tidbit in there.
All right, cool. So right now, this dude's doing all that crazy shit. He goes up. He gets pulled into. Or he gets I guess he gets drafted or recruited into ECW. You guys know what ECW is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So ECW, he gets drafted in ECW. So now ECW is one like kind of the big leagues now. You know what I'm saying? If you know Extreme Championship Wrestling, so it's like you got the WWF at the time, WCW, you got ECW, and the thing about ECW was Extreme Rules, and it was like hardcore wrestling. I think every match was hardcore, right? Every match was
it's pretty much hardcore.
Yeah. So every match was anything goes.
Just like backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got New Jack. That's there. He's doing this thing, and there's a dude that in this story. This is the one that Spider-Man was talking about, right? So I'm trying to just slow it down a little bit. I know I'm going up. So in this story, he was supposed to be having a whole little a feud with a wrestler, right? This older kind of chubby like big white guy, you know what I'm saying? and they were having this feud. I don't know what the dude's name is, but they were having this feud, and they're just going back and forth during the feud, and then they're trying to sell it, and then they're in the back talking about, yo, all right, so this match, we're gonna try and get this match like this, and we're gonna climb into the scaffolding, and then we're gonna jump off, and we're gonna go through like tables or something like that. There's like tables at the bottom. We're gonna jump off, and then we both land through the table. We gotta jump off at the same time. New Jack is like, we gotta jump off at the same time, all right? And the dude is like, yeah, okay, Jack, I got you. Yeah, I'll do it, right? And so they're going through the match, boom, 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 fighting through the match, boom, boom, boom. They climb up the scaffolding, boom, 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 fighting. And they're at the moment where they're supposed to jump off the scaffolding through the table. And he's like, yo, we're going. And he's like, and the dude, New Jack is telling him, yo, it's time. We're going through the table. We're going, right? And then the dude's like, no, Jack, I can't do it. And then New Jack's like, what? No. And then they pull over, and the dude shifts his weight so he kind of falls up in the air, and New Jack is underneath him. And the dude ends up landing on New Jack's head and knocking him out unconscious and all that shit. So New Jack got fucked up, and they say he lost some vision in his head and shit. He gets headaches and shit, like even still now because of it. So he got fucked up after it, right? And New Jack ended up going to the hospital and that, right? And the dude, he ended up winning the match. I forgot how it ended, but they finished the match. New Jack had to go ahead and go to the hospital and recover for a minute. And the dude was over there just like, still like, just he don't give a shit. He never visited New Jack to call him or whatever. And New Jack got out the hospital. He's like, oh, word, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Like the only thing on his mind was like, I'm gonna kill this dude, right? And he basically waits until he gets into a new federation that guy was in. He joins it, and then they continue their feud. He's like, hey Jack, I know I didn't talk to you back when it happened. And New Jack, nah, it's all good. It's all good. Like, dude, there's no problem. It's back in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Side note, it was in fact not all good.
Yeah, exactly. Dude was like, I told him to shake his hand, everything. And then they get to the match, right? And they get to the scaffolding part. He's like, so let's recreate it this time. It's gonna be bigger and higher. So now they're going, instead of like just getting thrown off the scaffolding, like kind of outside the ring, now they set up a bunch of tables inside the ring. The idea was when they get to there's like an overhang, like a scaffolding that runs over the ring. The ring is down here, the tables are here, and the scaffolding is up here, right? So they fight their way up the scaffolding, and they're up there, and they're boom, boom, boom fighting, right? New Jack hits him, right? And the dude goes down. And this moment, New Jack pulls out a taser. Now, there was no taser. Talking about being in this match, there was nobody brought that shit up. Bro, this man grabs him, and you see him look at the taser, start shocking the shit out of him. And the dude's like, oh shit, the guy. He's like, ah. And then New Jack's like, nah. Dude's like, ah. He's like, ah. All right, New Jack grabs this man. Why is he still shocking him? Pulls him up, throws him off the scaffolding, bro. This man, this man misses all the tables. All the tables. Because he was supposed to get thrown, like he was supposed to just get thrown down through the tables. This man, New Jack, takes him and throws him off of the scaffolding. He flips and spins and then lands and hits the ropes, bounces off the ropes and lands in the ring. This dude, like New Jack was trying to kill that man, like in the ring after what he did the first time. The first time they both went off, New Jack's not. This time we ain't both went off. So he just
I tell you that nigga
him
crazy,
off, not
man.
even trying to hit the tables. Dude hits the ropes, bounces. You can go watch the video. Hits the ropes, bounces off the ropes, and breaks his collarbone and all that shit. And New Jack is like, well, you know, and afterwards the dude was just like, oh, it's whatever, you know, like it was a great match, but you end up breaking his collarbone or his arms or some shit. And New Jack's like, I wish he didn't say he wished, he's like, nah, I was trying to kill him that night. That night I was trying to get paid. And that's just story one. There's like a whole bunch more. So the one that he got famous, that wasn't even the one he got famous for. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You guys understand? Like this dude, he keeps going with his shit. So this is the story that got him famous, and like they certified him like psycho, right? So there was they came to some, I don't know what town it was, some town in the Midwest or some shit. Midwest down south, I don't know. So, or maybe New Jersey, I don't even know. But anyway,
man, just go.
They put up to a local show, right? And they're all getting ready for a local show. One of the guys, so it's gonna be New Jack, and I think Devon Dudley. Oh no. I think it's New Jack and Mo Stop. I think them two versus Devon Dudley, the black dude from the Dudley brothers, and the black dude.
Yeah.
Him from the Dudley brothers, and it was supposed to be somebody else. That other person couldn't make it, so they needed to fill in somebody. You know what a jobber is? You guys know what jobbers are, right? Guys that just fill in, they show up. You pull up to a local town. I got my stars here. I got like Triple H. He needs to beat up somebody. We need somebody for him to beat up. Let me get one of your local guys as a jobber. He's gonna take a fall and just get beat by our guy. You know, that's a job.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's just like Harlem Globe.
Oh shit! Okay, I remember this. Yeah, go man. This is crazy, man. Go. All right, go.
Okay, yeah. Well, Harlem Globe trying to be pulling up and winning every game, whoever they go.
Yeah.
They just made to lose, and like nobody knows who the fuck they are. But it's just like it's kind of like that. I pull up to a local place. I got my whole group of guys that's gonna be doing our show. We're down a guy. We got local guys showing up like, yo, we'll pull the roll. We'll take some bumps and falls and just get paid right now. So they needed a guy, right? And this like heavy ass obese like kid shows up. He's like him and his dad show up and he's like, oh, I want to be in the show. I'll do it. I'm a wrestler. My name is Max Spencer. They're like, you have all experience. He's like, yeah, I'm an amateur wrestler. This dude is the size of a Big Mac. He's like a walking Big Mac. You know what I'm saying? But he wants to be a wrestler. He's saying that he has experience wrestling. So they're like, okay, let's take it. He's like, I'm 21. He told me that he's 21, right? So he's like, all right, you're 21 years old. Let's get it. We're here, right? This dude pulls up into the back where everybody's getting laced up, getting ready for the match, right? And it reminds you of hardcore matches. It's extreme rules, all that. The big fat kid comes up to New Jack. And he's like, oh, the guy's like, oh, yeah, that's who you're going to be wrestling, New Jack. The big fat kid comes up to New Jack. He's like, oh, hey, I'm Mass Transit. I was just thinking that the match should go like this. I had ideas for the matches. I was doing this and doing that. New Jack looks at this nigga is like, who the fuck this nigga think he talking to? Like, nigga, I'm a real wrestler, nigga. Like, who the fuck is you, fat sloppy? Like, who is this nigga trying to tell me how this match is gonna go? Nigga, you was a jobber. Like, what is he talking about? Like, and like, New Jack is a veteran in wrestling and shit. So it's like, it's mad disrespectful for some young ass, like, nobody just trying to tell him how he thinks the match is gonna go. That's disrespectful. Like, you sound like a fan. Like, get out of here. You're not professional. Come on now. Like, you don't come up to me as like on some fanship. Like, I play WWE, SmackDown versus whatever, and I think the matches should go like, no, get out of here. So like, he's New Jack is like, oh, you want to tell me how the match goes? Oh, okay, got you. So New Jack's like, yeah. He's like, oh, so I was thinking he was gonna do this. New Jack's like, yeah. And New Jack, yeah. And I guess they caught with the idea of him getting cut open by New Jack, and New Jack's like, okay, yeah, we can do that, yeah. So the dude's like, yeah, we gotta make it look real, right? So the match starts, right? From the beginning of this match, bro, this nigga New Jack starts fucking this nigga up for real. Like whooping his ass in the ring. Like slamming him, hitting him, like jabbing him for real. Throws him onto the ground, picks up like sticks and hits him over the back, like for real. You see the kid like wincing in pain and shit. He's hitting him, the kid's screaming. And you see his tag team partner like in this, like kind of pushing Devon around and shit. And Devon ain't gonna do shit. He's like, I don't know this nigga, fuck this nigga, right? They're still beating on this nigga, right? It's basically 3 black niggas inside the ring and a fat white kid. Because Mustafa's black, New Jack is black, and Devon is black. Just set the thing to y'all. Like, it's interesting to me. And like this nigga New Jack was whooping this nigga's ass, bro. And I'm talking hitting him for real with shit, like just whooping his ass. This nigga to the point where the kid is like just rolled over, like his gut is hanging over. His gut is just hanging over. New Jack goes and grabs a scalpel. You know, scalpel, like they use it in surgery, and runs that shit across that little nigga's face, that fat kid's face, and busts his fucking vein or whatever in his head wide open. And the kid is just in there like going to shot blood all over the place. And then you hear his dad in the car like, he's only 17, stop it. And he's like, fuck you. New Jack is like, yo. Like type shit. Yo, he whooped this nigga's ass, bro, and bloody this nigga's head open. I just cut this nigga's face open type shit. Bro, he's like, cut this nigga's face. The kid was screaming. Bro, the kid was screaming, bro.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He's only 17.
Fuck you.
Bro, it's like this nigga's like 17, bro. And he lied about his age to get into the match. And he was like this, he put himself in that situation, and New Jack never got in trouble for it. Like I think he tried to sue them, but his dad signed the waiver that he could be in there or whatever. So he was like, how would you signed your son to be in this shit? So Like you can't sue us after doing that. And they carried that nigga off in the stretcher. I think that nigga's mad fat, bro. That nigga's so fat. You guys gotta see that shit. So that nigga's out of there, and it's crazy because that nigga ended up dying a couple years later, like a year later from gastric bypass surgery. Like he got surgery done and then kept eating and bust that shit and died, or some shit like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
nigga just don't learn. That's all I'm hearing. Yeah. Darwin at his finest. Okay.
Bro, I don't know. Gluttony. But anyways, moving on. Next story. This nigga was this dude was in Florida, like wrestling and this story is wild, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You heard the story, you already know about this one. That's So this dude is New Jack, he's now wrestling in Florida. This is like now he's just doing underground shows and local shows, this shit showing up, being a feature and all that. So New Jack is basically wrestling some dude. I can't remember his name either. Some dude. And during the match, they're like, the dude is kind of like an unhinged kind of dude that New Jack is going against. But New Jack isn't just crazy. New Jack is like a thug, like he's a thug for real. You know what I'm saying? So New Jack is in the ring, they're fighting and shit. And during the match, dude, and this is a local show. This is like some low, this ain't no big stage or nothing. This nigga starts hitting New Jack for real with like stiff jab, like stiff shots, like being stiff and all that shit, like punching him for real. He's hitting New Jack, hitting them and like shoving them and all that shit, right? So he runs up and New Jack's like, okay, this nigga runs up on me one more time and starts hitting me. I'm gonna stab the shit out of this dude, right? So he runs up and starts hitting New Jack, right? New Jack pulls out a knife, holds him down, and starts stabbing him in the back with the knife. Like,
I'll tell you, like, don't fuck with New Jack. I thought these motherfuckers would learn.
Bro, the video, it has been clear as day, bro. In 4K, whatever you want, these niggas be saying now. This nigga like, bah, but I stabbing this nigga like, bah. And if you get people in the crowd screaming this shit, bro, and then they're like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. If I ever had to go in the ring with New Jack, I'd cancel my match. No, don't. I would cancel my match.
Or just follow the script. Is the common denominator here. Just follow the script.
Yo,
be all right.
But what if I fuck up and hit this nigga by accident for real, man? Like, I'm like, yo, New Jack, my bad. I don't want to be looking like a bitch in front of the whole audience. Like, yo, my bad, New Jack. The rings got
set. Like, hey,
yo, it's over by that time. You go like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. You're bad. It's okay. I'll take that. Yeah, right.
I don't see you, Jack, and be like, yo, it's okay, bro. No, as soon as I turn around, yo, New Jack, man. Nah, I like New Jack, man. Like, again, I'm not as bitch as like other people with him, but I do like New Jack. The dude's fucking crazy. He's wild as hell. Like the stories that I seen when I was watching him, man. Wow. Every last one he spoke today was a fucking fact, man. Yo.
He's legit, bro.
How do you continue to piss off somebody like that? I can't even talk shit to him before the match or anything, man. I don't know what this nigga's gonna do. Fuck that. I'm not going to.
But you see how these niggas was acting. I mean, it's kind of some light shit, I guess, that could come up telling him how to do his thing.
Yeah. That is light as hell, man. Legit, the dude got excited and got his fucking. No, I'm not going against New Jack. No, I don't give a fuck. Not.
Yeah. I mean.
Damn. Listen, I used to think Mankind and Jeff Hardy was like extreme and wild as hell. Until I heard about New Jack. Jeff Hardy on coke, rich shit jumping out, doing some wild shit. Okay, I still think.
I don't know. He's still hardcore. I mean, those matches, UTLC matches, bro.
Yo, but fucking New Jack though, man. Like, yo.
Yeah, I'm about to say I've never really been a wrestling fan like that. And if anything, the only wrestling I watched was the ones that's on TV back in the day during the Attitude Era. So, you know, I never really heard of New Jack until he passed, but I didn't realize he was like a big figure within wrestling itself. So, I mean, I probably have to go back. Yeah, I'll probably go back and like, you know, check his stuff out just to see. But yeah, like I said, I never really been in wrestling like that since then. But that nigga does sound wild though. But from what I've heard in these stories, the common denominator is
follow the script.
Stick to the script and you'll be all right. He's
the most professional, non-professional ever.
Yeah. It's like every single story you told me, I'm like, I can kind of understand where he's coming from. It's like, My man's didn't follow the script. You land on him now. He ends up in the hospital. The retaliation that came afterwards makes sense. Little man tried to tell him how to do his job, and he's a professional. You know, welcome to the real world. Welcome to the real world, kid. Because shit ain't all roses and sunshine. And then Buddy Boy.
You want to get shit busted open? You want it to look real? I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll make this shit look real as fuck.
This shit gonna look real. It's gonna look real, all right. Somebody about to get busted open, and it ain't gonna be me. And then Buddy Boy, the last story was, you know, stiff jabs. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Anybody else see this shit? All right.
Yeah. Bet I got you. Oh, you trying to make this a real fight? I'm gonna show you how to do a real fight. All right.
This is a street fight. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is street fight.
Yeah, like this is not being a wrestling match. This is street fight now. And in the streets, there ain't no rules. I got you, nigga.
Ah, shit, man. New Jack, man. Hell yeah.
New Jack. I'm gonna
have to read up on that. By the way, just to cap this off real quick. He got that after he stabbed dude. This is the funny part about it. This is funny. This New Jack is one of the luckiest dudes. He's been living a prison. He got arrested. The cop showed up and arrested him at that show, took him to jail. I think he spent a couple nights in jail or wherever. And the dude who came, the dude he stabbed, the other wrestler he stabbed, showed up and was like, "Hey, New Jack, I want to propose a plan to you." He's like, "How about we make this a feud? How about we just keep this going? I'm not gonna press charges, and then after you get out of jail, we'll just have a whole storyline. It's gonna be New Jack versus so and so, and we're just gonna go ahead with it and just kind of build up from there." And New Jack is like, "Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, just get me out of jail."
Finish it, my man. I was trying to keep it in, man. Go finish it.
Yeah. Bro, and so the dude was like, "Oh, word, all right." So dude got about it. So he didn't press charges. New Jack got out of jail. The second New Jack got out of jail, he said he went to his house, took all his shit, put it in storage, drove off, and then went back to Florida for years. Then went back to bro, like, he was out of there.
That nigga smart.
Yeah. That nigga was like, "Hell nah."
Like, yeah.
I just got away with murder there. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
attempted murder. Attempted manslaughter, because at that point it was self-defense.
Self-defense, man. You know, he stuck me. I thought he was being for real, so I tried to kill him.
Oh, that was great.
Hell yeah, New Jack, man. New Jack.
All right. So what's on Jet Li's mind now?
He's talking about stop the Asian hate. Is that what he's saying?
Ooh, something very near and dear to his heart.
To his heart, man. When are we gonna stop hating on Jet Li, though?
Man, I don't be. Wait. Yeah, us. Yeah, Jet Li, he's an icon, bro. His movies definitely ain't boring. His movies definitely awesome, bro.
They look so realistic, man. You know.
Yeah, I love seeing niggas jump off of fucking water drops and stupid shit like that. Yeah,
man. Definitely better than Jackie Chan, Bruce.
Oh, definitely better than Rumble in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like, not one of Jackie Chan's movies could ever stand up to Jet Li's.
Yeah, it's like fucking Hero. You know what I'm saying? But just not fucking arrows out.
And then he thought that he could get a black dude in Rush Hour. Got a series out of Big Whoop. You still ain't Jet Li though. Jet Li would have did it better with Christopher.
Hey, Jet Li did Cradle to the Grave with DMX.
Funny.
So
he's not funny. That nigga's
wait, was Cradle to the Grave with DMX or was Cradle to the Grave?
Yeah, it was with DMX.
Oh, what was the other one?
Romeo Must Die.
Romeo Must Die.
The one with yo, what's that old white dude? They would do like coke too. Fucking Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal.
Come on, run to my top.
No, you have to come at me this angle for it to work.
Listen, I'm sure Steven Seagal is a master of whatever the hell he's a master of, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I could kick Steven Seagal's ass. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Watching the video, Steven Seagal talk about how he could be Michael Jai White.
Hell no.
Like, this nigga actually think that he could beat Michael Jai White.
He'll get his face kicked.
Yeah, like, okay.
No. In what universe? In what Earth?
There's no way in hell he's touching Michael Jai White.
Bro,
like Michael Jai White does that shit for real. I'm sure like all jokes aside, I'm sure Steven Seagal does do that shit like for real. But Michael Jai White does that shit for real, for real.
First of all, Aikido, the fighting style he does, they say it's not realistic in a fight. That Aikido shit is not like realistic in a fight. It doesn't work in like a combat situation. Second of all, there's like a whole montage of videos on the internet of UFC fighters like pretending to like Steven Seagal, but like there's other like fighters like, no, that nigga's like retarded. Steven Seagal is not a good fighter. He's fat, old, and stupid. And I think Charlize Theron or one of them female action star women was saying that dude is fat and out of shape and he can't fight. He's like fat.
And his kind of argument was like, just because I don't like this, I'm a master. You don't need to have the model body. And Michael Jai White heard it. She was like, yo, first off, like, yo, man, this shows you ain't got no discipline whatsoever. Because part of martial arts is having discipline in your body as a temple and treating it like keeping it as a well-oiled, fine-tuned machine.
I was about to say I don't know when's the last time I've seen a big out of shape martial arts master.
Yeah, not like
unless they were like in their 50s, maybe in like their 60s and such. But even then, a lot of them are still in like really good shape.
Yeah. Well, none of them look sloppy like Steven Seagal. Like Steven Seagal,
even down to sumo wrestlers who are known to be big. Like
sumo wrestlers
they are solid. They are solid.
Yeah, them niggas are solid.
If you try to
Steven Seagal just looks out of shape as hell. What's up? What happened?
No, I'm saying if you try to push the sumo wrestling, it's not gonna happen. Like,
that's their center of gravity and their base is strong as fuck.
Yeah, and their sensitivity.
That's what I'm saying. And those are big martial artists. Those are the heavy set ones. And look how they look. But then Steven Seagal is just fat, man. He is literally just fat and just trying to live off his old movies, which was trash.
Yeah.
By the way, I can't tell you. Tell me what the Steven Seagal movie.
Oh, yeah,
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever watched a Steven Seagal movie now.
Okay, that's good.
I've seen them. I can't even remember the name of them. I can't even name one.
Me neither.
I've seen the commercials and I was like, okay.
I don't know how that.
I never understood. The reason why I believe he got so popular is simply he's white and he was doing kung fu. Same thing with the karate.
He knew a little bit of karate or something. Yeah, that's it.
Literally it.
Yo,
give me Jean-Claude Van Damme over there, nigga.
Jean Van Damme was more real than Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah, I'm 100. Yo, honestly,
watching Kickboxer, he did a split.
Kickboxer. Yo, that's my movie, yo.
You know what
Kickboxer made me want to take up kickboxing, yo. I was like, yo, this is fire, yo. I love that movie.
Whoa. Yeah. But you know who really? It was his opponent. It was a kickboxer too. He fought Big Eight.
Something Bolt.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah. I know
just kicking like the cinder block pillar, just kicking it. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. Oh, you damn.
I'm sure that nigga was doing that for real, yo.
I was shook seeing that. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was shook. I'm like, yo, that is a cinder block.
I was scared. I was a child watching that, and I was scared for him. I was like, no.
Yo, wait,
but you know what? There's only been one true fighter who has ever scared me from watching their fights. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I legit got scared watching this man fight in the ring. And I didn't, and this is from watching it on the TV, not even going ringside watching it. That was Mike Tyson, man. Oh, yeah. I seen Tyson on TV hitting these people, man. I got shook of Mike Tyson from just watching him on TV. I was like,
I just watch clips of Tyson and I'll be shook. I'm like, yo, that looked like it hurt, yo. Like, yeah. Nah, I'm good. I don't need that type of.
Yeah, Tyson to me was just this uncaged beast, man. Like,
no. But he was Tyson with Gus D'Amato was an uncaged beast. Well, no. He was how do I put this?
He was like a wolf.
He was a controlled animal at that point. Yeah. Like he was able to control his aggression in a way that was just like it was wild and very, very scary. Listen, after Cuss died, that's when he became an uncontrolled beast and he kind of like lost his way. But before that, oh man.
I'm telling you, I'm seeing Tyson just hit somebody with a body shot.
Ooh, that body shot uppercut combo, yo, that shit is wild. I don't know how he does that. It's because when you think about it, to throw a body shot like that and then an uppercut right after, and to get enough torque to knock somebody out, like that's crazy though. It's like you gotta do all in one motion, like boom, boom.
Watching that thing had me so shook at this. I'm like, yo, if I ever see Mike Tyson, I don't know if I can even ask for an autograph now. I don't know, man. Like, man, I'm not too man enough to say I was shook at Mike Tyson.
You know, my dad claims that Tyson might be Antiguan. I don't know. That's what he claims.
My dad says the same thing.
They claim he might be Antiguan, like his dad might be Antiguan or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but
I know he might be. Might be.
But I was gonna say, you know who I want to see fight though? Michael J. White versus Ken Shamrock. I'd watch that.
Michael J. White.
Hell no.
I'd watch it.
Ken Shamrock is
I would want to see Ken Shamrock versus what's the dude that fought Mayweather the Irish dude?
Conor
McGregor.
Yeah, Conor McGregor versus Ken Shamrock.
I
see that fight.
Bro, Ken Shamrock is too old. That nigga is too old.
I'm
talking Shamrock in his prime.
Shamrock
in his prime versus him, man.
Prime Shamrock versus you would watch Prime Shamrock versus Michael J. White. Like
in the prime, Michael J. White. Michael J. White probably win.
I'll get it to Michael J. White, man.
Ken Shamrock
but Ken Shamrock was like in the original like MMA, I don't want to call it the UFC because it wasn't the UFC, but he was like in the original shit. Yeah. And I remember like listening to, I believe it was a podcast or a video I was watching, and they was talking about the original.
The thing about it, look how far the training has come from since then. And there's like a whole science behind everything. That's what goes in, because I got into the same argument with this one dude. He's talking about football players from way back then are so much tougher, and they like these dudes today are all pansy. They can't hold a cancer. I'm like, no, they just got a whole bunch of safety equipment. But if you look at how they're built, you got dudes that's like 21, 22, 230, 240 pounds, 8%, 10% body fat. These are monsters. They're literally engineered for this.
Honestly,
them old dudes back then, don't get me wrong, playing with like leather helmets and stuff, you definitely have like grit to you, but they weren't like
trained.
These new dudes put on the leather helmet and hit one of these dudes. Like they're strong, man, but you can't compare them, man. Like
I always say, put the new dudes in back, put the new dudes like how they're built today with all like and everything back then with that same mentality, and I'm sure the new dudes would watch most of those like older players, because they'd have the new school like physical, like all the like everything that they go through, but they'd also have that old school mentality. Oh, I'm gonna run through this nigga.
Yeah,
so I'm sure like
local tough guys, bro, and not like these dudes that you have now. They pick these dudes out of the entire nation. Like these dudes are like they stringent, like picking who's the best, who's the fastest, who's the biggest, who's the toughest, who's the mentality, bro. Look, those dudes from back then, they were just normal tough niggas. They were just normal tough guys.
That's it.
That's
they were like the neighborhood tough guys that came
These
to play.
dudes here are natural. Not only are they naturally gifted, but they also are proficient at the game. So they're like engineering. You're asking to go against kids that are brought up to do this shit, going against like regular tough guys that I went to football. I played football my whole life. I went to every summer camp. I'm about the game. I love it. These niggas do not care about that. This dude can run like fucking 4 yards in 3 seconds, bro. It doesn't. I don't care how many spring trainings you can't run like him. His body is just made for this shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Legit parents are developing their kids from the minute they could walk.
Yeah.
Even before that, they're already watching. They're just watching sports. They're studying this. This is all they know is sports. This is what they've been developed to. This is what they're bred for. How many? You can literally Google like muscle kids right now. You can see how many bodybuilder kids there are now. Yeah. They got that little 14-year-old boy with the blonde tips that's like a beast out there, man. Like, yo, he's like the dude's fast as hell. He's catching every pass. They got that. Matter of fact, I just seen that World Star, man. Shout out World Star. The dude is just going into 9th grade. He's like 220 pounds. The dude's like stacked up as hell. Man.
Oh, I know he's talking about.
Yo, big black dude, man. I was like, yo, ain't no way in hell he going into 9th grade. He's going into the 9th grade. He's bigger than all 3 of us combined.
Yeah. He's like 6'5", like 250. And I seen the video of him doing his drills, his defensive end drills. And for being a freshman, this kid, like if he keeps developing, he's gonna be a beast. Because he's still pretty fast for a child.
See this dude going straight to the league out of high school. Or at least having contracts on the table for coming out of college.
Yeah. Bro, he gotta go to college because
imagine you was a man right now and you go on the field and this dude, like you're over there in pads and you see him over there chopping and then hitting up dummy pad and they're like, yo, Susano, put on some pads, go take this kid over here. You know you are, right? Go out of here and get on.
Yo.
I'm like, who? The Sahu?
And now, so if this nigga hits me, bro, I know that. Yo, I know. And he's a kid, bro.
He is a kid.
Throw a goal, man. Oh,
yeah, he's a kid.
He legit can.
Yeah.
His body.
If that's your child, how do you talk to your child? Like, hey man, you grounded. What?
I still smack the shot at him if it was my child. Like,
that's what you do.
I'll give you 350. Like,
yo, you don't realize. First off, you're a man. Let's not forget that. So he has no reason, no issues with beating you. Second, the only parent at that point, the only parent that he's gonna listen to is his mother. Other than that, you done. It's a wrap for you.
Shit, not hell. If I'm the father, is what I'm saying.
But even the coach got it. Like, hey, you want to come out? You want to come sit down? No. Oh, you want to keep playing? No, go ahead.
Don't worry about it. But usually big kids sometimes, depending on how they raise, but big kids that sometimes are pretty good.
So what's the parents going to say? If I see one of them coming after my son and he got lined up against him, I'm pulling my son out the game. I'm pulling my son out.
Somebody said he was like, shut up.
Straw, knee in the middle.
Hell no.
Be able to taste nothing. Nah, he's getting out the game.
Pull him out. Bring him out right now, coach. Coach, I said, get my son out right now. I will walk on that field and grab him myself. Forget that. No, next game, there are other games. Let somebody else son go get playing.
Just pulling him out and be like, see, this is why you playing baseball.
Yeah, man.
That child need to be go play soccer.
Yo.
Leave football for the other guys.
Yeah, man. You know,
imagine his big ass playing soccer. Oh my goodness. I would pay good fucking money to see that shit, yo.
Somebody, bro, them niggas will go.
Yo, the minute he flops,
like cartwheel, like falls over and flop, but nah.
Yo, this dude is like LeBron playing with high schoolers. This is literally it.
Yeah.
Imagine LeBron James as he is now, being called a 14-year-old. Playing with.
Damn.
This is what we're talking about.
Just like there's no that you could just like not. That's just probably the funnest time you'll ever have. Being like a dude who's like a lot bigger than everybody else, like in middle school or something, playing football. You're just bigger than everybody else. You just hurt everybody. Like you just run over everybody. You just like truck everybody. That feeling is probably so good. Like it's that you go. That only happens in that area. Because once you go to the NFL, everybody's big as shit. But that area where you.
But he's already at their size though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, man. But I can't get over the fact that you got LeBron James or any other football player going against high school kids, and this is legit what it is.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, that let these kids know.
I'm just saying,
that's how.
I hope they don't do. Another.
No, I was gonna say to your point, like that's how big like actual NFL players are. So it's like it'll give those high school kids a view of like, yo, if you want to go to the league, just know you're gonna see guys his size on the regular. So either you're gonna have to switch sports or just enjoy your time in high school now because it ain't gonna get no better.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time holding the glass.
You better become friends with him, man. I guarantee you, I would join the football team to be on his team. Me and him about to be best friends, man.
Best friends for life.
You going to the league? We going to the league, bro.
I am your agent for life.
Facts, man. I'm like, yo, who been talking smack about my boy, man? Who been talking about him?
Yeah.
But now, on a serious note, though, man, I hope that nothing happens to this dude when they want to enact like new rules and stuff. Say that, oh no, he can't play, he's too big and all so. And I'm like, then you should change your kids too, or get your kids out of the game. I'm gonna let you know, I'm pulling my kids out the damn game if I see any nigga like that coming up to them.
Well, I was about to say, speaking of rules, I got another subject. If we done with this one.
Yeah,
man. Go ahead.
All right, so I don't know if y'all seen this, but on a serious note, I see this yesterday. But apparently in Mississippi, right now, you know how when we graduate, we got the valedictorian and the how you say it? The salutatorian.
Yeah, they do. What? Sagittarius.
Yeah, I'm lost. I'm a Sagittarius.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Nah, go ahead, man. I'm done fucking with you, man.
All right,
but okay, but when you graduate, the top of your class, you're the valedictorian, and then the second one is like the salutarian. But in Mississippi, there were in this one particular high school. I don't remember the name of the high school, but the valedictorian and the salutatorian were two black women, or two black girls, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, folks didn't like that, or the school board didn't like that, so they instituted a new rule where they allowed there to be two valedictorians and two salutatorians. And I want y'all to guess who they chose to be the second runner-ups.
Two white boys, or two white girls, but they white. They white.
You are halfway correct. It was a white boy, a white kid, and a white girl.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So you're gonna have, I guess, two valedictorians. I don't know how that works.
So answer this. Riddle me this, Batman. What happened all the years before where there was a white for both of them?
Oh, you know, you asking $1 million question right there. And I believe this is the first time that they've actually instituted this rule, as far as I know. And actually no, they changed the rules to allow this to happen. Really,
they're like, niggas smart.
Yeah,
niggas doing things.
And
women. And women.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
a woman.
So tell me what happens if you said it's 4 spots? What happens if all 4 gets filled up by black people?
That's the thing, though.
No rule.
We added 2 more spots. We're having 6 of them now.
6 in the top 10, top 12.
Matter of fact, fuck grades. We're just gonna start picking people. We're just gonna pick.
Too dark. Yeah, you're good. You're too dark.
Bring back the paperback test.
Paperback test. We need it.
Just bring it back. Valedictorian. Fuck your grades, nigga. Like, that is so fucked up, man. So fucked up. On a whole nother level.
I read that shit and I was so heated, yo. I would have, if that was my kid, I would have been, oh fuck nah, hell.
Was you heated, or was you type heated?
I was type heated.
Oh shit, he was type heated.
Type heated.
That's real.
Because, but for real, that's some fugazi shit. Like, how do you end up doing that to some kids though? Like, them 2 young ladies worked mad hard to get to that spot. For all I know, that's what they've been shooting. Because
so you work for your spot, they work hard for their spot, and they just put somebody else up on their level just because they wanted to. Fuck out of here now.
It's essentially a part, because I was thinking about it like this. I was like, that's essentially a participation trophy. And I'm like, yo, them families better have not in their entire existence ever talk shit about participation trophies or this new generation and how soft.
Matter of fact, they better never even claim that on their resume for college or nothing.
Yeah, they better not, because it didn't earn that shit.
You did. You was not the number 1. You weren't.
The rule.
It wasn't even number 2. You're 3rd or 4th place at best. Yeah. And they want to give you 1st and 2nd place. No, get the fuck out of here. No.
Look, if I knew there was a 4th place, I wouldn't have bust my ass so hard to get 1st. You know what I'm saying? If I knew that I would have got a trophy for being 3rd or 4th, I wouldn't bust my ass to be second. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't bust my ass so hard. I could bring it back and fucking be like in fourth place or whatever the fuck. But like,
yeah, man, they were just gonna get this shit out to anybody. Why even work hard? That's all that's telling me now.
Exactly.
You and just like took away so much from them. Man, I swear to God.
That school has no credibility. Like, fuck out of here.
But it really don't. And what the wild part though is like, I guess one of the parents or somebody, a family friend, I don't know who they were, to the two white kids who were, filled up the two spots they added. They were like, "Oh, congratulations to such and such." I can't remember the kid's name. Congratulations to them. They worked so hard for this their entire lives. This, that, and the third. And to me, I'm just like,
no, you didn't.
Yeah, is that because you invalidating the fact that these other two young ladies worked hard their entire lives to get to that point as well? Like what? Like fuck them, pretty much, because that's what this rule is. And if that's my kid, the white kids, I'm not accepting that. Like nah, they didn't finish first, and we had to create rules so they could finish first. Like nah, I'm good. Like I appreciate the gesture. Congratulations to those two young ladies. They worked hard. This, that, and the third. But we're just gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go to college, and we're gonna try to just do what we can there.
And that's the wild thing. That's the wild thing, man. They put so much. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking away from these two black women, but they put so much emphasis on getting the valedictorian and the Sagittarius award. Like you legit have college right after that you could go to, man. You legit have over there, and outside of college, once you get your degree, you still got your whole workplace that you go work hard in your workplace and move up.
Yeah.
But them black two girls, that was their moment. That was their time. They shouldn't have had to share that with nobody. They should not have to share that.
They should not have. Like never in the history of school have I ever heard of there being two valedictorians unless they both finished with like the same GPA or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Unless they were both like at the top and they like had similar stuff and it's been talked about beforehand. Like that's probably the only time I've ever really seen two valedictorians. But in this case, it wasn't that, because they said they had to like add grades and this, that, and the third just to like justify adding those two on. And it wasn't just like two valedictorians; it was just two salutatorians as well. So it's like you try not to make the two top students black at this point.
Yeah,
you want to put two white folks at the top as well with them, and it's like you don't have to do that. This just wasn't y'all year. It's okay. Black folks are just as smart as we're just as smart as everybody else. Like it's okay for us to be 1 and 2 one time. Like so that whole thing was just a whole mess of fuckery. It's like, I mean, Mississippi, I guess I'm not shocked. It happened someplace like that. Like if it happened in like Connecticut or New York or some shit like that, then maybe I'll be a little bit surprised. Like, oh wow, that's how we getting down now. But Mississippi, that's par for the course for them.
Yeah, that's just a regular Tuesday for them, man. It's a regular Tuesday.
Regular old Tuesday.
Yeah. Like
it's a regular old Tuesday in 1957.
Oh, it's 2010. We'll catch up. We'll catch up next year.
Yeah. Next year will be our year. It'll be 1958. We're getting
until then. Coons. Yo, are you? Oh man, that got me tight. You gotta tell me this shit, man. Now.
People don't want to compete on an even playing field, man. It's sad.
You better watch out for that, Amr.
Yeah, I definitely gotta watch out for that shit, man.
Boy.
Yeah. Might watch out for that
shit. I wish somebody would, man. Let my daughter get valedictorian or my son, man. And then they want to pull some shit like, hell no, I'm going off in that school, man. They gonna have to carry me out in cuffs at that point, man.
I'm booing them. Like, what you mean? Like, I'll be in the stands like, boo.
I'm a Kanye West there. As soon as they go past that, I'm over there like, yo, yeah. They giving them valedictorian though, but we all know who had the highest GPA in the school. We know who really deserved this, all right?
You don't want to grab the mic?
Hey, I'm grabbing the mic. I'm gonna let you finish, but hold up.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Honestly, if I was one of the students, I'd probably do that. I'd grab it from the principal, like, yeah, I'll let you finish, Mr. Principal, such and such. But we don't know who the real valedictorians and salutatorians are. Not this fake shit we got going on over here.
This fugazi shit out here. Yeah, man.
Bullshit.
Fuck out of here.
Like, what kind
Suck my
of
dick.
shit you got going on in your head to make that decision? Like, you really okay that like you think people was gonna just be okay with that? Come on. But then again, it's Mississippi, so.
Oh, they must have thought Mississippi. Yeah, it's normal down
Oh yeah.
there. It's racism with a pinch of sexism in there.
Yeah, facts.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And it's crazy. A lot of them white women they're okay with the sexism too. You know that, right?
Man, see, white women are not.
What?
Super submissive with that shit, man. Like,
this is
yes, a woman's place is in the kitchen. Like, bitch, they're fighting for your rights. Like, legit, I've seen this video of these like white women arguing that shit. I'm like, they are literally fighting for your rights, and you're telling them to shut the hell up. Are you shitting me right now? Like, how does that?
That's literally like me
against
as
Martin
a black
Luther King
man.
That's like me.
Exactly. Hey, shut up, nigga. I'm trying to. Let the white folks be the. I got a good.
I like the hard R's. I like the hard
literally
R's.
Uncle Ruckus. I love it when they call me nigger.
Like, legit, man. There's some backward shit down in the South, man. God, man.
Oh, it really is about.
Man. They were saying that there was a story. I was watching news. I don't remember what news shit I was watching, but they was talking about They were saying that back in the day in Texas, when women were finally allowed to vote, a group of white women marched down to the voting polls, took pictures and all that. And then some Native American black chick or some shit pulls up, some Mexican Native American black red skin lady shows up, and she goes in to vote. And they're like, oh, no, sorry, you can't come in and vote, you can't vote. And she's like, why not? All the other women came in to vote, like, no, you can't vote. Like, sorry, they're like, it's crazy because they let the white women will hijack shit and take it over and be like, we're the morally superior ones. In every situation, they try to act like they're morally superior to everybody and white men, especially. Yeah. And then they want to sit here and do the most and benefit from all that shit and do the most. And still, a lot of black men still take advantage of every system they have, still disrespect women of other races, and still partake in all the shit that came from racism, segregation, and all that, while at the same time preaching to us about how we got to do better for them and how sexism, this and that. That's why I be going crazy when I be seeing black women up there hand in hand with white women and shit. You understand that white women were around during slavery? Like, white women weren't just like magically showing up. They were here like promoting this bullshit. Like, there were like all those monuments were the sisters of like the Confederacy or daughters and mothers of whatever that shit is. It's a bunch of women keeping up these statues and all that shit. So in the end, when people are fighting for voting rights and all that shit, you got white women that still want to show up, take pictures, and then when another woman of another race show up, they get disrespected, they get turned away. And it wasn't until was it Frederick Douglass or somebody, some famous civil rights leader took the case of some black dentist, and he ended up winning in Texas and allowed black people to vote. And once that happened, the little racist voting poll things where it used to be like, oh, you gotta count this, you gotta tell how many jelly beans are in this jar to make sure you're intelligent enough to vote. They trying to stop doing all that shit. And they're like, oh, we can't do this discrimination.
That sounds like old Jimmy laws of the old Jim Crow era, right?
Yeah, it's like they're asking stupid questions like some elaborate math question. They're like asking, oh, how many? I think they said they would have a bar of soap and ask black people to count how many bubbles is on a bar of soap to prove if you're smarter. So some wild shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's how we know if you know how to vote there. If you can count the number of bubbles on the bar. So. That makes sense. I like it. It makes sense. White people are the superior race. You know, they're so fucking smart. That's what. Look at them.
We got those niggas. We got them. You know, no matter how dumb we are, we still think we're smarter than we got them.
But that's like with affirmative action. You know, a lot of people seem to think like affirmative action, like with that, they hire a whole lot of black people. But what some folks don't know is that white women can also fall under affirmative action.
Wow,
So,
I didn't know that.
So if a company hires like a white woman, that counts as like a minority hire because she's a woman. So like affirmative action isn't just about race.
She's a minority woman.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Exactly. So that's
hilarious.
So it still technically counts. So I mean that's why. I mean I ain't got no problem with white women, but you know at the same time I side eye them a couple times. It's like
I mean,
cool,
even
but
the fact that niggas got power, we just stating facts. We just stating shit that happened, and like it's because of our world experience we come to these conclusions. You know what I'm saying? With the facts that were presented and the shit we see, we come to our conclusions with what we experience and what we see in the world, and that's what we're doing. Like you can't get mad about what we're saying or what we're seeing. Like this is just what we're seeing. Like that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, folks will be just in their own little world and rarely ever want to step out of it, kind of. So you know, when it comes to the white folk, we ain't on Facebook, nah. So I can say white. So the white folks, when it comes to that, you know, if you talk about stuff like this from your perspective, they kind of take it as an attack on them and their world. But it's like we just kind of trying to show you just exactly how your world is perceived by other people. And that's all it is. It's like, well, nah, I ain't like, if I talk shit about white folks or I say something about them, it's not because I hate them. It's because I'm just trying to say like, hey, you may look at it this way, but I'm just trying to show you that there's another way to look at it. And this is how I look at it.
Yeah.
But it's like, because it's kind of weird to me that white folks can talk shit about black people in the community all the live long day and they want it to not sound like racism. But it's like the moment you even say anything about the white community, this, that, and the third, then it's like, oh, look at all this reverse racism. Oh, well, that's just individual. They're not the collective.
Oh no. Yeah, man,
like,
but they're okay to group all black people together though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're all a bunch of angry, violent motherfuckers. There's a bunch of fucking predators that want to come steal your daughters and shit.
Yeah.
Like, literally what they saying about us. But as soon as you start, oh no, it's only bad apples when it comes to the police. Oh no, that's just an isolated incident with was it Dylan Roof or whatever the fuck his name is. Oh no, that ain't so bad. Like, oh, that's just one disturbed child. Oh, these niggas are all thugs. A bunch of gangsters with their hippity hop music and everything. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Like, where are you from? Like, how you don't even know how shit happens. You don't know how shit operates, like, down the block from where you live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't tell me how my life is over here in a whole different part of the country, practically a whole different world from what you're used to. And don't tell me what I have to do or what I should do. Standing from where you're at over there on your pedestal that you only got from fucking blood, murder, rape, and pillaging. Like, don't tell me about shit. Don't tell me about me. Worry about yourself. Yeah, you're right. You can't say nothing about no black people because you won't. Where do you get off? Your whole community is talking about opioids and all that.
Yo,
shit. You want to?
I'm convinced that white people got a hero complex too. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying a lot of them got this hero complex to them. And then when their hero complex comes in contact with the actual world, they can't like actually deal with it. They can't cope. And that triggers them for like so much shit, man. Like, I don't know how they get this way. I don't know if it's something in the water, something in the mail. I don't know, but they do it.
That's why they had separate water fountains back in the day, you know? They had to pump in that racism. That was their way of pumping in racism.
I don't want no pH balanced alkaline water. Give me a little bit of racism in it.
Compound KKK.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about it now, yo. And I'm like, maybe that's why they separated the water fountain, because racism made their water taste a whole lot better to them.
It made it sweet, man. It made it so sweet.
It made it so sweet. Oh, it tastes like racism.
I'm not pieces of shit. Black people are pieces of shit. I'm not the worst person in the world. Black people are the worst person in the world. Oh, they're beneath me. I'm not a sister fucking motherfucker. I'm just, no, that's not that bad. Black people.
But you know what's crazy too? how the Asians again all the shit passed right away.
Yeah.
And niggas are still dying. Black people still dying. But no, couple Asians got beat up. Oh no, stop Asian hate. Stop this. They need to. Black people are attacking Asians. Well, shit. God damn, you got like 4 or 5 videos. But what about all these hundreds upon thousands of videos we got of white people doing worse shit to black people?
Mm-hmm.
What about the whole documented history, redlining, systemic fucking racism, Jim Crow, slavery, rape, abduction, human trafficking,
family separation, breeding,
and forced inbreeding too.
Like, hey, I see somebody say like Asians went through worse shit in America than black folks.
Ha! What? Since coronavirus? The fuck are you talking
about? No, not since coronavirus.
Since
in history. In the entire history.
Would be no America for anybody to come to.
Even since coronavirus, they haven't been through worse shit than us.
Bro,
they had one legit president making fun of Asians. Outspokenly, not behind their backs. They had one person outspoken against them, making fun of them, calling it the Asian flu, whatever. The Chinese, what was it called? The Chinese flu?
Chinese flu for a long time.
Kung flu.
Yeah.
One president doing that. And 1 year of and that was in his last year of presidency, making fun of them and like having a small group of white people, not a whole nation of white people against you, a group, his fans against you.
Right.
And even then, it wasn't even his whole group. There was people within his group. I'm not saying that his group is has some virtues and I could have damn don't, but it was just a subgroup within his group that was doing all that alongside him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it that they've been through worse shit than black people? They literally go to our neighborhoods, put up all this restaurants and stuff, make money off of us. Open up all these clothing stores, make money off of us. Here, black people do the most with their hair. Guess who profits the most though? The Asians.
So
this isn't me talking racist shit. You can check the fucking numbers and everything, man. This is legit shit.
Salons, nails, manicures,
even when you go to the store, it might have a bunch of black women over there, maybe called fucking Kim's Hair Salon or Keisha's Beauty Supplies and shit. It is Asian owned. Yeah. A name is just a fucking name. They just pay for that shit. You just put up a billboard. It's literally Asian owned, and they're making all this money.
Well, I don't remember. I don't know if y'all remember that whole summer where it was like 3 attacks in a row at nail salons, where they were attacking their black patrons.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was literally 3 different incidents in one whole summer. And now I'm just but now y'all want to talk about how it stopped Asian hate. But y'all was, and I mean, obviously it's not all Asians, because you got to put that out there every single time you say something. But even though they don't do it for black folks, but even though it's not all Asians that do this, but there's still a good contingency of them that do not like black folks.
Right. Look at how so they want to get into this argument. Look how they treat black people over in Asia, though.
Yeah.
Look how they treat them in China, man. For real.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up China. So when after the whole coronavirus thing, I don't know if y'all heard about this, when they was putting the African immigrants out of their homes.
Yep, say they had coronavirus.
Yep, saying they're the ones that's really spreading the coronavirus, and then they had this whole time where they was you can't come in here if you're, I don't know if it was specifically black or if you're African, but it was restaurants.
It don't fucking matter, man. They letting the white folks in easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They letting the other Asians in easy. Spaniards, they let them easy.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Of course they're gonna fucking watch you coming. Oh no, I can't rent to you. Oh no. Like I seen the video where they put this one African sister out, man. She over there with her 2 kids. Paying her rent and everything. They're kicking her out. on her, saying that she's carrying COVID-19 and shit. So I don't want to hear all this shit about stop Asian hate. How about Asians go fix what the fuck they doing with black people first?
Yeah, and you know what really blew my mind when Stop Asian Hate was like really big is that they were like, "Where is Black Lives Matter on all this?" And I was like,
"Where were y'all at when motherfuckers was?"
We're still here fighting for that shit. That's what Black Lives Matter.
This is before
Legit
Obama.
Still doing it. While your shit's getting done, Black Lives Matter. We're still fighting to get our shit done. That's what the fuck we here. Yo, get the fuck out.
No, but y'all seen that documentary on the LA riots, right? how the Korean lady shot the little black girl in the back of her head during the store. So I'm saying like they've been had bad relationships with black people, with black community since off rip. Like it's cool that we break dancing and taking black culture and doing spin moves and all this bullshit. And whenever if Asian ain't white, they're like a fake gangster. That's the only two Asians. Either like the Hello White or a fake Malibu's Most Wanted Asian brand. Or fucking Sweet and Sour fucking Malibu's Most Wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like it's either one of them two. And like it's like y'all don't even have a real identity in America. So y'all either choose white or black because y'all don't have a real identity. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, like how we don't even connect in that respect. You don't even like understand this culture. You're just mimicking what you see on TV. So how you don't even see me more than hip hop and rap and baggy jeans and 40s and shit. And you see white people as success and this and all this mental bullshit. Come to this country, you don't understand none of the fucking intricacies of how racial is.
Hey, yeah.
I was about to say they obviously ain't that bright because they're letting TV dictate how they view people. And if you're letting TV dictate how you view somebody, then you ain't the brightest tool in the shed to me.
Yeah. And I'm gonna.
TV is just entertainment, yo.
Yeah, man.
It's literally all it is.
I hope they understand also that white people make so much fun of them.
Yeah.
Like, make so much fun of them, and they want the full pale skin still. They still want to do all the stuff white folks are doing. If you really want to get into who really be making fun of Asians and who really be doing all this shit against Asians, again, the overlords, the white people.
What do they call it? They call it their it's something class. It's minority class. It's like adjustable class or something like that. It's like conditional. They're conditional. They're a conditional class. Like if Asian people stay in line, they are looked at as conditionally white. Only if they stay in line. You know what I'm saying? So as long as they stay in line, like they'll and they're only their protection, their privilege is only conditional. So they can enjoy not being threatened, not being pulled over in the streets, but it's only to white people's convenience. Like they said that when that old white dude shot up all them Asian chicks, and then Mr. Alpha was like, "Oh, I'm addicted to sex, and I keep spending all my money getting jerked up by these Asian women, and I'm lustful, and it's their fault." And then he goes and shoots up the place, and then one of the police lieutenant or some shit comes out and says, "Oh, he had a bad day." This dude bought a whole bunch of women, and you saying he had a bad day? No, he's a scumbag piece of shit that needs to be locked away. And he's talking about jerking up and a sexual addiction. Go fuck yourself. You could buy a gun and you could buy getting jerked up. There's people that can't even buy fucking groceries, but you could buy a rifle, body armor, and pay for sex for these fucking women. What the fuck? I don't understand. Like,
I don't understand.
How are you affording all this shit?
And how do you just go to? And you know it's the crazy thing, and it's not even like Asians don't have a dope history, they don't have a dope culture, because they do. They have a very dope culture that they could embrace so much more and like do so much shit with.
Yeah.
Like seriously,
but a lot of them when they come over here, they just want to be integrated into whiteness so bad. Like they consider America to essentially be what whiteness is. Like America isn't a melting pot, like folks like to call it. Like whiteness dominates America, and so when they come over here, they're like, oh, they tell me I have to assimilate into America, not be my own person, and add what I bring to this place. I have to assimilate. So by assimilate, they gotta, accept whiteness or take that on. So that's exactly why they some of them forego their dope ass history in China, their dope ass history in Japan, their dope ass history in Vietnam. They give up all that stuff or at least in public. Some of
No,
them
they do.
still
They
like
give it up. They do.
Yeah.
You see how like you be seeing these Americanized Asian dudes, Americanized Asian girls. They literally act like nothing else other than white. Like the Americanized ones, they adopt that shit. Even looking down on black people. Which where does that come from? Like how do you even you probably never met a black person in your life, but you have the same outlook on black people that a white person has. How do you think you get that
exactly.
like you came to this because of the shit that you be watching, hearing, and bullshit people be telling you, and you just keep regurgitating that shit and believing in white society. So,
because it's one thing to be curious. Like if you ain't never met a black person before and you curious, that's one thing. But if you ain't never met a black person before, but off rip, you like shit. I'm gonna just choose the most racist fuckers. I'm better than them, and I'm gonna just choose the most fucked up racist stereotype I seen in a TV show. That's a whole lot different. Like it's because I've heard of stories of like people going over to China and then some of them never seen a black person a day in their life. So they'll do certain things, like touch their hair or feel their skin and this, that, and third, like rub it to see if it comes off. I've heard those stories. So it's like to me, I mean, I wouldn't want that shit to happen. I'd be like, what the fuck you doing? But at the same time, I kind of understand. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
if it's genuine and there's no nefariousness to it, you know what I'm saying? There's no like weird
exactly
shit. Like if it's really curiosity, I'm more.
I can't.
I'd be open to curiosity.
Like, boom.
If I go to China, if I go to China and they like ask me a legit question like, yo, so that your skin don't you really black, it don't rub off. I'll be like, nah, that's there.
It's not just because it's summertime you just dark. No.
Nah, that's natural. And if they're just like, oh, okay, cool, I didn't know that. I honestly thought it was this. And they like keep moving forward, that's fine. Because that's curiosity. It's a little bit of ignorance. It's ignorance, but it's curiosity at the same time. And they learn something, they move forward. But to like not have met a black person, but then be like, they beneath me because they are black. That's a whole different story. Or this person might try to rape me because they are black. Because that's what the news says.
Wildest thing, man. Oh man, they gonna rape everybody. They black.
Yeah.
They got big dicks. They're coming to rape everybody. The big dick is true. The big dick is true. I can speak for myself. Big dick true.
Well,
I ain't trying to rape all y'all. Hell, I did.
That's the thing. Like
I had an Asian fetish when I was like in my teens. I was like, yo, Asian girls can get it. Watching anime and shit. I was like, yo. And then when I grew up, I actually see how Asian women grow up. I'm like, nah. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not saying I'll cut y'all off completely, but this is not my cup of tea. I might meet that one Asian. I'm like, yo, it's good, ma. No.
Bro, it's a difference being like you said. It's like if you're curious about me, like it's like if I see somebody who's tall, like, oh man, you're tall, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's different from being like, oh, all tall people are assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm curious and I'm just being like a dick up to like tall people. Oh, instead of being like, oh, I'm curious about what's going on with how did you get to be so tall? Did you drink a lot of milk? Or you know what I'm saying? Like me, just like walk around like fuck tall people that think they're better than everybody else just because they get reached the cookie jar or some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with black people. Like you know what it is. You can feel it. Like you're saying, somebody coming over you. Like it's weird as fuck. People trying to touch your hair and all that weirdo shit. But like,
which legit happened to me before.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Were people curious about my hair?
Yeah. If you have an afro, anybody who's ever had an afro, like somebody has definitely wanted to touch your hair at some point.
I'll tell you. All right, so story time. I was out in Germany, and then this chick that I was talking to, right? Met her in the club and everything. Then we went back, did the deed and everything. And next thing you know, she's over there. Oh man, are you so fine? I'm like, oh, thank you, man. I know I'm fine. Yeah, because you're black and everything. I just love your skin. I'm like, yo, this is kind of creepy right now. You gonna take off my skin or something? And next thing you know, she's just like, she just wouldn't stop touching my hair. She's just like, oh man, I just love the way your hair feels. You know what? It's so much different from mine. I'm like, okay. This is kind of weird now.
Right. There must be something in the vibration, like we're like white people in this country.
Honestly, I don't understand the curiosity behind hair because I never wanted to feel like white people here and be like, yo, it's look at it, it's just so straight. Oh, listen. Like I've never been like this. I don't know what the curiosity is with my hair.
I low-key, like if somebody tried to do that, well, I'm too tall for most of them anyway, but if they try to do it, they're like, let me feel your hair. But if they did try that shit, I would go down and be like, oh, well, let me feel your hair. Oh my goodness, it's so straight. That is interesting.
I'm saying mine smells like strawberries.
It doesn't smell that great, but okay.
You get my hair, you smell berries and lilacs. Smell your
Ooh, okay, all right. I'm gonna just put that right back. Okay, all right. I'm gonna put that right back right there.
Oh,
I got another topic.
Give me Keisha with the weave then, man. Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
She take that shit off, let that shit air out. Your shit smells like wet dog at all times. Like, I'm not racist.
I'm not racist, but listen, you gotta put "I'm not racist" before you say it. Come on.
Oh, is it before?
I'm not racist, but
I have white friends. Okay.
I have white friends. Okay.
I have white friends.
I say
that needs to be a hashtag. I have white friends, so I'm not racist, but. It didn't say the most racist shit you say about white people.
Although, and I was like, you ain't work friends like that. You
See, I told you, me and Billy tight.
Yeah. Like my cousin has a white boyfriend. Like I can say
okay, it. Boom, man.
Crackers.
Oh, no.
God. What are you gonna say? What is the topic?
All right, when he's talking about washing, like washing hair and whatnot. So I saw this clip. I don't know. I think they were having their own very podcast and whatnot. It was a couple of folks, folks. Okay. But right. So they was talking about.
You gotta say I'm not racist, but white folks.
Oh yeah, I'm not racist, but it was a couple of folks, and they were talking about washing, your body and whatnot, and There was a
go. I'm not gonna jump in. Sorry, my bad. Go.
Yeah, there was a young lady on the podcast, and she went on to talk about washing her hair. Okay, so she said she washed, like when she takes a shower, she washes her hair, and then that's it. That's it. Her reasoning is the soap goes down her body, and that is how it is becoming clean. And she says she does this at least once or twice a week.
Once a week. I understand the theory. The science behind it is flawed.
Economics.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with saving money. It had nothing. It was just too much of a chore from my understanding to sanctify your body in the holy water and the blessed soap. Too much of a chore.
Like soap is a no-go. It's like
I can't even imagine. Like, even taking a shower without a washcloth to scrub with, I still feel kind of weird. The more
that's what I'm saying.
I just switched to using a washcloth, not just there, but growing up using shit, and then like washing with this bar of soap and shit. I'm like, nah, I need a rag. And like, so you tell me the soap just like travels down one front, probably the front, and your ass cheek, and that's it. And
that's all she's good for the week. She's good for the week.
She's good for the week.
For the week.
For the week.
Oh my God!
You're saying the daily thing. I think you missed that part for the week.
Yeah, for the week. Maybe twice a week. If
she hits it on Wednesday, she could get the whole full work week, and then she's good for the weekends.
Bro, we have showers. Like you can take a shower whenever you want. You want.
Look, listen. I honestly, for a second, thought she was gonna go military and say, "Hey, I got baby wipes." I'm like, "Oh shit, baby wipes." No.
She never mentioned baby wipes.
No,
so it's not even a full scrub on Wednesday. It's not even a full scrub. It's just water drops down, and that's it for the week.
I'm out. I'm good. I can't be bothered with taking a shower. I got other things to do.
Yep. Time is money. Time is money.
So this girl grew up watching all the movies. When the one chick will come out the water with her hair back, and then she's magically clean out the lake. That's what she probably think. She never seen that girl scrub nothing. That girl just comes out, milk and honey, and wash her hair, and she's fine. She just like goes like that and lets shit drip down, and she's clean, bro. That's disgusting. Like that's probably what she thinks cleaning is. If you watch a movie, them girls ain't clean. The girls just be jumping out of lakes. Like that's not clean. That's just.
But what blows my mind is this ain't the first time I've ever heard this. I mean, I remember I saw a thread like I want to say the last year or 2 years ago, where folks were saying they don't wash I think it was their legs. They say they don't wash their legs because when they wash their upper body, the soap goes down. So they're like, why even bother wash? They're like, why bother scrubbing it or washing it?
Disgusting.
So you know,
again.
Why is it to wash it?
Time is money. Time is money.
Time is money. Yo, I can't.
That's it, man.
Why I look like waste my time washing my legs, yo? The fuck?
Matter of fact, it just rained. I had to walk out the rain to my car. That counted as a shower. That counted as a shower.
Well, that's definitely a shower. When they said showers, that's what they mean. Like, hey, the weatherman told me it's gonna be showers today, so I went outside and grabbed my.
Outside with my wife beater on.
Yeah. Like all that water hit me all the time.
She's a skinny white girl, so she's gonna be good.
Yeah, she don't got much to watch.
Nah.
You know, she don't got no big ass titties and whatnot. She don't got to get under there.
That don't mean nothing.
She ain't got no booty meat, no.
No booty, so you know she's going straight down. You know.
Straight down.
It's like them slides of the water park that they go straight down. You know, just go.
Yeah, man, that's it. She good. She good.
You ain't got no.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know how many dudes are still gonna be sweating her? Sweaty ass.
Of course.
You see that's how many dudes gonna be sweating her sweaty ass.
Hey.
I see what you did there.
Give him all the
yeah. I was working on that for a while, man.
See what you did there. You know, but I'm starting to believe the whole thing about the Moors teaching the Europeans how to bathe now, because some folks just never learn. History repeats itself all the time.
Let me know. So me personally, I don't remember a whole plague that wiped out half of Africa due to them being nasty. Now I know of diseases like malaria and shit like that, sicknesses, right? But now, hey, ring around the rosy, bringing our nursery around because like we're shitting when we're eating.
Imagine laying on like a whole bunch of eggs. Imagine laying inside a dirty.
And there's still the audacity to say you're the superior race.
Bro, look, you're laying on. You got sores all over your body with the plague. You're laying on a pile of hay, and you lay there and you get a room with like 4 other people with the plague. You're like, oh, why is this happening to us? And then all of a sudden, you got a scamper's flying. Like, oh, what's that? And he's like, oh, no. And you kiss her and I go. And yo, bro, that's literally how these niggas was living, bro. Like, and they don't know what the fuck is going on. But they all.
But you know, they'll talk all the shit in the world. They'll talk all the shit in the world about them Africans living in huts in Africa. They'll be like, oh, look at those uncivilized heathens over there.
Look at them over there running around with their loincloths barely covering their cock and their titties.
Oh, goodness.
Disgusting.
Oh, my God. Savages.
With their
Savages. Unhand me, you heathen.
Look at my girl over here.
Look at her. She has not bathed in about a month.
White, she is white.
That is perfume and makeup. No butt.
That's just all. It may look like she has a butt, but that's just a dress.
Yes, she's pregnant.
And a little bit. Don't forget the scoliosis.
Scoliosis. And the inbreeding. Gotta love it.
Muscular sclerosis.
Muscular
sclerosis. My bad. MS.
MSG. Yo, you go to Chinese spot, you eating all that rice, that chicken, that fucking Moonju Kai Pan, wrap that shit up in that fucking pancake.
Yo.
No,
you gotta say I'm not racist, but you said gotta say I'm not
racist.
Oh, I'm not racist.
I have white friends.
We have Asian friends. We have Asian friends.
Fill to the brim of that canine meat. And I'll go in, you know what I'm saying? I'll be tearing that up. Brains, teriyaki, man, I'll be tearing that shit up. But don't know MSG. I can't be having that in my food.
And don't forget they created meat pie. There's that. White people created meat pie, liver pie, disgusting pies. Them shits is nasty.
Or you can be pies. This is gross. Brain shit.
Have you ever seen like the British like recipes? Man, them shits is nasty.
Yeah,
them shits is
I see some of those jokes.
Let me go get me a big bag of haggis.
Got it.
Still, caucus. I'm not racist.
Terrence just over your fight. Terrence just fight.
Yo.
Shit.
Oh.
We're gonna call this episode I'm not racist. We're gonna call this episode not racist.
I'm not racist, but
I don't have the words. I'm just gonna put up down. Yeah.
Oh,
yo.
Man.
So this has been, the Barely Broke podcast. We've been going in for a minute now. You know what I'm saying? It's been an amazing show.
That's one hell of a way to end the show.
What? I'm not racist. I like it. Let's go.
Yo, we do the punch and we're out of here. You know what I'm saying? Go to punch and get out of the room. As soon as the lights go, go to punch, get out the room.
By the way, anyone y'all have any issues or anything we saying, by all means, y'all can hop on the pod and we call it debate. We have a great debate right quick.
It's an open forum until we don't feel like it's being open no more. So.
Yeah, until we get bored of this, so we just decide to sell out.
Or you can send us, all your hate mail.
We like those.
barelybrokepodcast@gmail.com.
Facts. Let our comments. We will tell YouTube to turn off the filters and allow y'all to go ham. Go ahead. Say what you gotta say. Talk your shit.
Call us any type of nigga. Wait.
What's that meter in Mortal Kombat? And then when you get ready to break the slab of rocks, that's the nigga meter. You want to build it all the way up.
I'm about to say, what's that word they call us? Shit.
What is that?
Starts with an N. I can't remember.
Was it N? I thought it was an M. No, it's an N.
It's an N. I'm pretty sure it's an N.
Is Moon Cricket?
No. That's it.
Porch Monkey?
No, not that
Jigaboo?
one. No. Coon. I think it's close, but no.
Damn it, man.
Hacky? Smoke?
Nah, not that one.
God, man, what was it?
Shit, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't.
It's on the tip. I can't remember what it was, man. Gorilla.
Magilla Gorilla.
No, not that
Monkey
one.
Monkey in the jungle. Coolest monkey in the jungle. Coolest monkey.
Almost. Oh, I remember that one. That was a good one.
That was hot for a minute.
Damn, man.
That was real hot.
Coolest monkey in the jungle.
The world may never know. I just don't.
But you sure it started with an N?
I'm pretty sure it started with an N.
Man, I'm gonna be up all night thinking about this shit now, man. I'm gonna be up all night thinking about this shit.
I'm gonna go ask my white friends. My white friends to see.
Let me call up my Asian friends too, man. Be like, yo.
Yeah,
Hey, Brett.
They literally wrote the book on this.
Brett, by the way. Y'all thought I was gonna say something racist. I'm not racist. His name is Brett.
Man, I'm about to rewatch this. I'm missing shit.
Oh shit! Oh, yeah, you're right. All right. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, man. Bring the beat in, man. Let's go, man.
All right.
The Barely Broke podcast.
This has been the Barely Broke podcast. Spider-Man, Susano, DIV, we here. Live and correct. Screwface. All right.
Screwface. Susano. So you just dropped the MG?
Oh, it's Screwface Susano.
Does the MG stand for machine gun?
No, it's OMG. It's oh my god.
Oh
my god.
So it's Susan. Oh my god.
No, it's Susano. Oh my god.
Oh, Susano. Oh my god.
It's all one word.
So Susano.
It's like a tripod quest to say the whole damn thing. God. It's
14 syllables.
What?
Smooth son, oh my God.
All right, man. You gotta say goodbye to these folks like 3 times.
All right, we out.